Todd, thank you so much for being here today, and I'll pass it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Meg. Again, super excited. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your day today. And we are just so thrilled to bring you this truly great masterclass. When we think about SkinMedica, I really truly want you to think about SkinMedica as not just skincare, but science-backed and science-based skincare. When we talk about science, it's something that's really true and dear to our hearts at SkinMedica because it's really what fuels everything that we do, all the products that we come out with, all of the ingredients that we put into any of our products are truly designed to work synergistically with a lot of our other things that we offer at Allergan, but really truly to get you the best skin results that you can get. So I always like to kind of kick it off with that. And Meg did a great introduction to who I am, but just a little kind of reminder, I came from the retail world. I know skincare. I've lived it for over 20 years. I've had the opportunity to work for some really beautiful brands, always in education. About 3 years ago almost, I joined Allergan Aesthetics, and now I have this opportunity to do anything customer facing on behalf of SkinMedica and Diamond Glow, which is our dermabrasion device. And I absolutely love it. So I'm probably like many of you that maybe are in the aesthetics world or, in a med spa or an HCP. This is definitely my dream, and I'm so excited to be able to bring it to all of you. So just a little overview of the 45 minutes that I'm going to be kind of going through all of our different products. I really want to talk about the SkinMedica difference. What makes SkinMedica unique? Why you should be interested in utilizing SkinMedica? And really, we're going to tie this all into what we call the SkinMedica method. So the method is kind of the secret sauce, how you put your products together, how you layer your products, how you should use one product maybe versus the other. That all falls into what we call our SkinMedica factors. So I'll be going through all of our different factors that fall within SkinMedica, and it's really a great way for you when you're thinking about what is the best way to start with SkinMedica. Like how do I start? Or maybe I already have this product. How do I really build out my regimen from there? That really truly falls into the SkinMedica method. And then super excited because we have some, like I said at the top, some brand new launches to talk about. So I will be going through our HA5 Hydrocollagen Hydrating Foaming Cleanser, which is really new and exciting for us. I'll be talking about, of course, the TNS Advanced Plus Serum. That is our #1 best-selling product at SkinMedica, and it just got repackaged. So very, very exciting. You guys are probably going to be one of the first to see it. And then I'm going to talk about our Even and Correct Advanced Brightening Treatment. So this is our pigmentation product. And it's actually a platform that I'm going to be going into and talking about how you can really address any type of pigmentation concerns with the skin. And the brand new baby to the SkinMedica family is our brand new HA5 Hydrocollagen Water Burst Moisturizer, which I'm kind of giving it away. You can see it behind me in my screen there. That's what it looks like. So that launches today, and then we'll round it out with the Essential Defense Mineral Shield SPF 15. So truly, that right there is a full 5 different factors, a great regimen to start off your SkinMedica regimen. So jumping into what makes SkinMedica unique. So first and foremost, you can see it there on the screen. If you didn't know already, SkinMedica is made by the makers of Botox. So that truly is what I call almost a mic drop moment when you're thinking about the notoriety and the awareness that Botox has. That is something that really, I think, sets SkinMedica apart because we are able to share the same R&D research and development scientists that all work together. So we are owned by Allergan, which is the larger corporation that also owns Juvederm collection of fillers, Botox Cosmetic, Cool Sculpting, Diamond Glow. I could go on and on. It's #1 aesthetic program company in the world. So with that comes a lot of talking about SkinMedica as it's something that truly is backed by science. So we are lucky enough to have all of our R&D scientists that work on our headquarters. I'm here in Irvine, California, And they all work synergistically together to develop products that are truly rooted in science. So that is something that really does make SkinMedica unique. And then I always like to lead with the growth factor authority. So I'm going to talk to you about really what growth factors are, how they are so beneficial in a topical skincare product, but what's really special about our TNS or tissue nutrient solution is that it is a human-derived growth factor. And I'll talk to you about really why that is so special and how that really does help with everything in your skin. We're going to be communicating down to cells that live deeper within the dermis. So that's really what is so unique and special about TNS. And we were the first to launch a growth factor way back in 2001. So lots of excitement there. We have over 1 million TNS bottles sold, but what you're looking at there on the screen is the old packaging. So we are unveiling a brand new updated packaging today, which is so exciting. And ta-da, here it is. This has been a lot of work on behind the scenes, but much needed. We've heard the requests come from you, our customers, saying, really, we want the ingredients to match, the beautiful ingredients to match the bottle, the outside, and it really didn't. We knew we had some opportunities there. I like to call it, we had 50 shades of gray with our current packaging, and now we have completely reimagined it, as you can see here. So we are calling this our lab coat white, which is a nod to our science background. And we have these really beautiful, classy copper distinctions that will kind of classify each of our different product categories throughout. So you're getting a sneak peek. Yes, that is the brand new bottle of TNS Advanced Plus Serum. You might be seeing that that is now it's a dual chamber with 2 different pumps on there as well. So I'll talk about the difference there. But these are the products that we are rolling out first. They will not all be coming out at once, but we're doing different waves. So we're super excited to now you'll be able to order these products, which is the Aha Baha Exfoliating Cleanser, TNS Advanced Plus Serum. I'll be talking about the Even and Correct Advanced Brightening Treatment, and of course the Essential Defense Mineral Broad Spectrum SPF 35. So I wish I could see hearts coming up on the screen, but I'm sure you guys are excited about it. I'm going to transition now into kind of going into our labs. I want you to see what goes on behind the scenes. I talked about how we are the leaders and really rooted when it comes to science, but really this is kind of like taking a peek behind the curtains and looking at really what our scientists do to make sure that our products are as efficacious as we say they are. So you saw again really how truly rooted in science we are. This is really just we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk when it comes to really the white pages or the peer-to-peer reviewed publications. You can see we have over 200 global clinical efficacy studies that are completed. Plenty of patents. We invest more than any other skincare brand into our innovation and really everything that we come out with. So that's another, I think, a big factor of being owned by a larger corporation is that they have the funding to really put behind the skincare to make it the best of the best. So what I'm going to talk to you today is all about kind of the ingredients that go in there, but I want you to think about how this is really going to affect you and how, if you have any type of particular skin concerns, really, I want you to put that in the Q&A portion at the widget, and you can definitely ask anything that's really specific to you. We have some awesome people, as Meg said, to answer those questions as we go throughout the broadcast today. And then also, we're really lucky to have some great badges of honor. So we are now in the Best of Beauty Allure Hall of Fame with TNS Advanced Plus, which means we have won that Best of Allure over 4 times. So super proud of that. Of course, we have our Oprah's Daily, Editor's Choice, just, you know, the publications go on here, as you can see, but there's something that we're really proud of, and that means the consumers out there truly do love the product, and they are seeing the different great results that they can get from it. So when I talk about, and you saw maybe in the video that we have over 25 years of experience. So we did start in 1999. So it started off with a good old cream called Dermal Repair Cream that is still one of our best-selling moisturizers. And it really has just branched out from there. As you can see, you probably have some of your favorites up here on the screen. Just to point out a few, we have TNS Recovery Complex. So that is why I say we are the growth factor authority, and we led it because it launched in 2001. So think about way back in 2001, growth factors were not even really on the map or talked about or really studied and how it can really improve the overall skin rejuvenation process. So that was really a breakthrough when that actually launched. And then we were one of the first to launch a hydrator. So way back in 2016, you can see the original HA5 rejuvenating hydrator that really broke the mold and really truly hydrated the skin from within, which was really kind of revolutionary at the time. And to have 5 different forms of hyaluronic acid in it was really, really unique. And as we have just advanced, you can see in 2020, and in the midst of a global pandemic, we launched TNS Advanced Plus Serum, and it is now by far our best-selling product. And as of today, we have our brand new HA5 Hydrocollagen Water Burst Moisturizer. So I love our little timeline here. I'm sure you have maybe experienced some of these products. If you love some of these products, that's fantastic. And I'm going to talk to you really about how you can utilize these products. I know it's a lot on here, but how you can build your regimen. And really how you build that regimen is through your SkinMedica method. So we have 5 different factors that go into the SkinMedica method. We have first of all, our cleanse factor. So really that is going to encompass our best-selling products like the AHA BHA cleanser or AHA BAHA cleanser that I showed you before. I'm going to talk to you about our brand new hydrating foaming cleanser. So obviously you want to start off your skin with really beautiful, cleansed, fresh skin. So then everything else that you're going to put on top of it is going to look that much better and just absorb. The next product that we would recommend in the SkinMedica method is putting on your growth factor. So we are going to be highlighting the TNS Advanced Plus Serum here. I always say it's the most expensive product, so it should be the first product that you put on your cleansed skin to get the best benefits from it. Then you want to go into the correct factor. So this is really where you're going to target what we call a wide variety of different skin concerns. So I'm going to be highlighting the even and correct advanced brightening treatment here, but a lot of products fall under the correct factor. We have our best-selling Lumavive system that would fall under here. If you have concerns, anything around your eye, we have a product for the neck called Neck Correct, which is fantastic. We also have a product called Firmentone Body that would fall under this category as well. So in our retinol, so this is really where you would get specific with what type of skin concern you truly want to address first. So let's say it is pigmentation. So it would go cleanse, growth, then the even and correct advanced brightening treatment. And then you would put on your retinol after that and then follow it up with the hydrate factor because you really want to protect all of that. So hydrate factor is where our moisturizers fall under, and then also our best-selling HA5, all of our now portfolio of HA5 products. And then really the most important factor here is the protect factor. So you definitely want to protect your investment here. And we have an incredible SPF that I'll talk to you about at the end called Essential Defense. That is really just going to help to, like I said, protect your investment and make sure that you are not getting any more of those skin concerns. So let's kick it off with the cleanse factor. So this is the family of cleansers that we do offer here at SkinMedica. And what I love about this is it's truly a portfolio. So depending on what type of texture you like from your cleanser, Let's say you have sensitive skin or it's post-procedure, we have something for you there with our facial cleanser. If you want a really nice, gentle, mild exfoliation that you could use daily, we have our best-selling Aha Baha cleanser. If you're more of oily prone or a little bit more acneic skin, we have our pore purifying gel cleanser. And then the one I am going to highlight on our masterclass today is our brand new HA5 Hydrocollagen hydrating foaming cleanser, which is truly great for everybody, but it's also a foam and it's a different type of texture. So you have everything from a really nice kind of foam here to a gel. We also have our even and correct pads, which is going to be great with our if you are really wanting to address pigmentation in the skin as well. So I just love that there's a picture here that you can see all of them, but I am going to really focus in on our new friend here, which is like basically a cleansing cloud of moisture. This is a most beautiful, luxurious, hydrating, foaming, and it happens to be a cleanser. When you pump this out, it is literally like you are pumping out a beautiful cloud of moisture onto your hand. It's absolutely beautiful, and it really does a lot. And you may have heard about your skin barrier and how important that is when it comes to skincare, but really helping to protect your skin barrier is absolutely important. And when you think about those traditional cleansers, most of those cleansers are designed for just simply cleansing and maybe exfoliation, but they don't typically include those ingredients and technology that are going to provide additional skin benefits. That's truly what I love about SkinMedica, is that we are adding in those additional ingredients that are going to address those skin concerns. So also cleansers really are known to kind of strip the skin. And when you are over cleansing your skin, you're really disrupting that skin barrier and that microbiome on the skin, which is really the good bacteria. And therefore that opens the door and the floodgates to so many more skin concerns that you don't want. So it's really important that you're using a cleanser that is going to be gentle, but at the same time do its job of removing dirt, impurities, makeup from the skin. So our approach here is really our next generation surfactant system here. That's really kind of like the thing that we are highlighting, and it's our formula really does kind of break away from that traditional product, but really using a balanced approach to cleansing. So we have our amino acid surfactant system, which has a dual nature in its purpose here. We have coconut oil fatty acids that are in there to help dissolve the dirt, the impurities. And the amino acids allow these particles really to wash away gently with water. And then we have our 100% naturally derived amino acid surfactants, you can see here on the screen, are going to do so many beneficial things to the skin, truly without hurting it. And what I love about it is that it's designed to harmonize with your skin's natural pH level, which is really, really important. So you're not disrupting that at all. I love this, is that's going to reduce the likelihood of skin irritation and dryness. And it's truly a nourishing foaming cleanser with properties for a truly velvety feel. It's actually a product that you just have to experience. In addition to that, when you think of a cleanser that's traditionally a stripping cleanser, you don't really think about it as a hydrator. So that's what I love about this product, is that it does contain our proprietary 5 forms of hyaluronic acid. And when I highlight that, that means that there are 5 different sizes of hyaluronic acid. So the benefit there is that it's going to penetrate and hydrate your skin at different levels. We have everything from a microscopic nano to a small to a medium and even a larger one, which is going to give you that instant hydration. But to boost it up even more, we have added a vegan collagen in there as well. And collagen is something that everybody needs more of in their skin, because it's really the building blocks of the skin structure. And when we're adding collagen, it's actually helping attract more moisture to the surface of the skin. So I think you can see here in the beautiful visuals how obviously I've been highlighting just the luxurious foam that you get from this, but truly you're getting the benefits of an absolute hydrator as well. So that's what I think has been so successful with this product. We are free from sulfates with this that can potentially irritate the skin. And the formula powerfully nourishes the skin barrier and is clinically proven to immediately boost skin's hydration levels by 30%. And when used with the HA5 hydrocollagen replenish and restore hydrator as well. So that's something that I will talk about when we get to the hydration factor. I love the free froms here down here. I think that's a really important factor when you're looking about things that you're putting on your skin. That's something that we're really conscious of on the products that we're putting out. So we have all the frees of SLS-free, sulfate-free, paraben-free, silicone-free, as you can see here, and is safe for sensitive and acne-prone skin. So if you are in the market for the most luxurious, foaming, hydrating, cloud soft cleanser, I highly suggest you check that out. All right, so let's move on to step number 2 in your SkinMedica method, which is the growth factor. So here it is, the brand new, improved packaging, same incredible ingredients that you will find in here. Before we move on into kind of unveiling what the new packaging looks like, I want to talk to you a little bit about why growth factors. Why do I need a growth factor? What are they? What do they do? Well, let me kind of break it down like this. So growth factors are naturally secreted proteins that you have as human beings, and we have an abundance of them when we are younger. So think about a little analogy that I like to think of sometimes of maybe a younger kid riding their bike, they fall off, accidentally scrape their knee. It heals really quickly, right? Like maybe put a Band-Aid on it and you're like, okay, that's healed really quickly. Whereas if I was to fall off a bicycle and scrape my knee, I don't have as many growth factors, so I might scar and have a little bit more of a recovery there. It's the same thing that goes on with the rejuvenation of the skin. So as you're losing those growth factors, the growth factors have a key communication role to really communicate to cells that live deeper within the dermis. And those cells are called fibroblasts. So not to get too scientific, but the fibroblasts are like a factory of collagen and elastin, and they start to slow down as we age. Those factory workers clock out. They're taking longer breaks. And therefore, if you're not producing as much collagen and elastin in your skin, that is a direct result of the aging patterns that you see in the skin. So that is the cause of deeper coarse lines and wrinkles in the skin, laxity in the skin, sagging in the skin. It's just because we are losing those growth factors. So what is so awesome and unique about TNS is that you're able to replenish those with a human-derived growth factor. And that's something that is very unique to TNS, but that's why you get quick results and you get really long-lasting results. Because if you go back to what I said about growth factors, they are naturally secreted proteins and they are the ultimate facilitators of communication. So when you have something that's derived from a human-derived growth factor, you get those great results. So let me show you a little sneak peek here of the video of our brand new packaging for our TNS Advanced Plus Serum. Ta-da! So exciting. So what has changed? What's new in the bottle? So I highlighted this a little bit, but really these designs, symbols are rooted in science and transformation, right? So now we have this really beautiful lucky penny, I'm calling it Lux Copper Elements and debossed details. We have a color-coded systems that are really intuitive for the layout. So for example, all of our bigger franchises like TNS or even Correct will have this really beautiful copper band around it. And we have lower impact materials. So we have glass opacity for added visual interest and aesthetic navigation. So the products feel luxurious, they look luxurious. They are absolutely, like I said, I feel like the bottle now matches the ingredients that are on the inside. And what's changed on the outer packaging. So this is all new as well. The carton is 100% recyclable, so yay for that. We have that color-coded system that I was mentioning before, and then you also have a SkinMedica Method guidance that's built in. So this will tell you which step in the factors that you are using, which is great. So that's why I'm going through this today, the 5 different factors, and this will tell you what particular step that this product is in. So it's almost kind of like a personal assistant with you, and you can really kind of build your regimen from there. So TNS Advanced Plus Serum is enhanced. So what is inside definitely hasn't changed. We still have that amazing ingredients that I'll go into in a little bit, but what has changed is it's now a new pump system. So we are talking about how this improves the priming and the overall application control. So it's a new dual pump system that is 100% going to eliminate trapped air, improving the product's delivery for that first time use. So we know that there was some issues with our packaging before. I've lived them myself, but this will not happen anymore because now you have that 2 different chambers. So what's so great is that you will need to just prime it a few times and then it will come out. You'll be able to, if you want some of the other chamber, which is the advanced Renaissance technology, you can do that chamber more. Or if you want more of the growth factor chamber, you could do that chamber more. We still recommend that you're using a kind of bunny ear system and pushing them down at the same time. And you're going to dispense that just like this model has on the back of the hand. And 1 full pump should be enough for the face, neck, and chest. So that is what's so great about the TNS Advanced Plus Serum. If for any reason, 1 chamber does not come out versus the other, you have that ability to charge that chamber to get it ready to go, prime it to get it ready to go. But really this is our new pump system that it shouldn't have that problem, which is great. So let's go through a little review. This is our #1 bestseller. As I said before, I talked to you about some of the badges of honor. This is our next generation overall skin rejuvenation formula. This is the Swiss Army knife of skincare. It does it all. It does 7 different signs of aging and it will address it rapidly. So you will see results in as little as 2 weeks. And we did a 24-week study where we started to see improvements in sagging in the skin. So for a topical product, not an injectable, not anything to do with the modality, this is a topical skincare product, to see subjects that had an improvement in the sagging in the skin is huge. And our subjects felt that they looked 6 years younger after 12 weeks of use. So that is something that I'm sure everybody loves. So what's in the actual ingredients here? You can see it is still a dual chamber. So in one of the chambers, think about this as your protein shake for the skin. This is where your growth factors live, and this is the next generation growth factor blend. So you have a peptide complex in there as well, which is going to help to support the dermal extracellular matrix, which is basically the outer layer of your skin, or the top layer, the stratum corneum. So I call that the protein shake. On the right side is the Renaissance Advanced technology. I refer to this as my daily vitamin for the face. So who doesn't want some protein and some daily vitamins for your skin to look really healthy throughout the day? These ingredients that are in the Renaissance technology are designed to work to boost the efficacy of the left chamber of the TNS MR. So it's not in there just to be in there, but it also has to be kept separate, because when combined is really when the magic happens, is really where you start to see a really nice dramatic improvement in the skin. And let's see actually what these ingredients are doing from a cellular level. So if you look at the bottom here, where those arrows are pointing, that is what a fibroblast looks like. That's the factory. That's that factory that is responsible for producing collagen and elastin, which is the building blocks of the skin. It's kind of like the springboard, the springs in the mattress, right? So when you start to lose those is when you start to see the aging effects in skin. That's what TNS Advanced Plus does, is it has the ability to communicate down to cells that live deeper within the dermis. Super unique, super special, highly studied that it has the ability to do that. And we're helping to support collagen and elastin down there. As you're going up, you can see here, we're helping to support cellular recycling and protein homeostasis, which is great at helping to really the building blocks of the skin. We're talking about supporting stem cell function and proliferation. We're supporting the epidermal cell-to-cell adhesion. And then all the way to the top layer, we are supporting the skin barrier as well. So those are some of the ingredients that you see on the right and how they're working synergistically together to really affect all those different layers of skins, from the dermis to the dermal epidermal junction to the epidermis to the stratum corneum. This is one of my favorite studies that we have really put out here. You can see there's a baseline, and this goes through 24 weeks. So 24 weeks for a study is really rare to get subjects to want to do it that long. But we see here that there really is no plateau in the overall differences. It just kept getting better here. So if you start off looking at the global fine lines and wrinkles at week 2, you can see it just continually improved all the way to the sagging in the skin. So I like to look at this slide, and I saw some of your questions that came through before, is what is the best product for anti-aging? I hope this is kind of a clear sign that this is really the best product to help with any type of anti-aging, because it's addressing 7 different signs of aging. That's why I call it the Swiss Army knife. It does it all. So when you think about maybe some other products that you have in your skincare cabinet, are you trying to address it with those, or can you just use this one powerhouse of a product to address that coarser lines and wrinkles, or if you're starting to see photo damage in your skin or skin tone unevenness, that's something that is really special about TNS Advanced Plus, is that it truly does work to do it all. I love our before and afters. We love them at SkinMedica. You can go to skinmedica.com to really dig deeper and to see even more of these. But this is just an example from like a short-term use of our subject here with baseline, applying this product every day, twice a day. And you can see the results here after 2 weeks, where if you remember going back to that graph I just showed you, this should start to address those fine lines and wrinkles, and it is. And then we go to that long-term study, and she's been using it now for 24 weeks. And I think it's a clear example how this has improved her overall pigmentation in her skin, definitely probably the tactile roughness. And what is most important is you're starting to see an improvement in sagging in the skin. So that is a claim that we're super proud of, and it's really cool to see it here and how it stands out on our subject. So where does this fall? Kind of highlighted this before. You're looking at your SkinMedica regimen. You're going to put this on immediately after you cleanse. So you would apply this twice daily. You want to apply this on the face, neck, and chest. And you still want to use one full pump with both pumps and apply that on the back of the hand. If you are doing this daily, this is a product that you do need to replenish. So you'll be going through this in about 5 to 6 weeks. So this is a great opportunity. If you're on a subscription plan with LovelySkin, this is something that you really do want to stay on to continue to see the great results. I like to say it's really a compliant product. You have to be compliant with this product, and you have to be dedicated to making sure you are utilizing this, because all of our clinical studies have been based on the subjects utilizing this product twice a day. So this is an investment, I get it, but also if you want to have that one product that's going to do it all for you, this is the one that you need to stay on and be compliant with. Okay, just keeping myself on time here. All right, so we're going to move on to step number 3. This is the correct factor. And if you've used Even and Correct before, it's an amazing, incredible product, but now we have repackaged it. So this is part of the new packaging as well. So the second biggest concern from really what we say patients or consumers when they come into any type of a HCP office is pigmentation. And it's a definitely right behind fine lines and wrinkles or coarse lines and wrinkles is pigmentation. It's something that a lot of people want to address, and they want to address it really, really quickly. So we are so fortunate enough to have the Even and Correct Advanced Brightening Treatment Serum that is clinically proven to treat the appearance of not only melasma, but also post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or just photo damage in the skin. So it really addresses things that really encompass a gamut of concerns when it comes to pigmentation. It's clinically proven to prevent the appearance of future discoloration in all skin types. And I like to highlight that this is a hydroquinone-free product. So I'm sure you know what hydroquinone is. That is a RX. That is a prescription that you do have to get. It is kind of a gold standard when it comes to pigmentation, addressing pigmentation, but it definitely has its downsides. It's a product that you do have to cycle off of. And it's a product, just like I like to say, it's like a kinking a garden hose. As soon as you let it go and you have to cycle off of it, that pigmentation can come back, and it can come back even more. You cannot use it if you're pregnant or breastfeeding with hydroquinone. It is not great for a deeper skin tone. So it does have a lot of downsides to it. So this is an amazing, um, you know, other product that you can use to really address your pigmentation and get these clinically proven results. And you can continue to stay on this product. You don't have to cycle off of it. It's approved to use on all skin types. It's approved to use if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. So it's something that I just love to highlight. And the ingredients that are in there is really what makes it super unique. So when we talk about pigmentation, we're talking about melanin, those melanocytes, and the melanocytes are overreactive, right? So those melanocytes, they have a melanin life cycle. There's actually 6 stages that fall within the melanin life cycle, and we are able to address each stage with this LTN complex. So that stands for lotus sprout extract, tranexamic acid, and niacinamide. And that is really the hero ingredients here that stand out in our even and correct platform here, is because it's addressing, like I said, all different stages of the melanin life cycle. And you can see here, we also have a other ingredient or other products that fall within the even and correct platform. I'm just going to highlight the Advanced Brightening Treatment Serum. But I did show you the pads earlier, so you saw that in the cleanse factor. Those are fantastic. Those have glycolic acid, so those are great at helping to remove the surface layer pigmentation. We also have a dark spot cream. So if you are really focusing on just a certain area, just a certain dark spot, sunspot, this can also be used on the hands. It's really beautiful. It really is a pinpointed pigmentation product that you can use. But why I want to focus on the Advanced Brightening Treatment Serum is because you can truly use it everywhere. So these are just some really beautiful before and afters here to looking at that pigmentation concern. And you can see baseline at 4 weeks, the improvement in the skin. And then let's go a little bit more long term, right? So this product is utilizing, or this subject is utilizing the product twice daily. And I think you can see some great improvements here. Love before and afters. Okay, so we'll go on to step 4, which is the hydrate factor. Our beautiful model here is holding our brand new water burst moisturizer, which is so exciting. But before we get into that, I do want to highlight the HA5 Hydrocollagen Replenish and Restore Hydrator. So this is our #2 best-selling product at SkinMedica. And I think it is a #2 best-selling is because everybody needs hydration. Everybody is chronically dehydrated no matter what, right? No matter if we're in air condition, no matter if we're outside, your skin is constantly needing more moisture. And what is so great in hydration, what is so great about this product is that this is truly hydrating your skin from within. And that is what is so cool about SkinMedica and the science behind it, is because this just isn't a topical product. We have the ability here to upregulate your own hyaluronic acid with the ingredients that you'll find in here. So this is kind of the new and improved formula that we have here. So we still have our beautiful HA5 and we have our hydrocollagen in here as well. So we are now offering hydration for up to 48 hours. So if you're thinking about this, new season that's coming up, it's going to be a little bit colder and drier, this is a perfect product to really work into your regimen. And a lot of people sometimes don't even need a moisturizer on top of this. I definitely recommend it, but you're getting that much hydration from it, from that immediate hydration of the 5 forms of hyaluronic acid, but in the vegan collagen. But what's so cool about this is that we have the advanced Vitassense technology. So this is replenishing the skin's natural hyaluronic acid, and it's bringing the biohumectant levels back up for that long-term hydration support. So we are really targeting the hydrating boosting collagens for the epidermal, and that's the DEJ is your dermal epidermal junction. So where your dermis meets the epidermis. And it's really helping to upregulate those collagen to be able to pull through the DEJ. We're helping to fortify the skin barrier here for improved moisture retention, and we're supporting the skin's innate antioxidant systems here. So this is a great visual here. So this is really showing the example on my left is the dehydrated skin here, and you can see where that DEJ is, that really thin blue line there. And then you can see the stratum corneum, it looks a little dry, a little bit flaky there. So when you add the HA5 Replenish and Restore Hydrator, it truly is up-regulating your own collagen here. So look how it thickens up the DEJ. It's more of an undulating effect. So therefore it's pushing up on the surface of the skin. It's flattening out fine lines and those deeper coarse lines and wrinkles, but it's targeting those 4 boosting collagens. Your body has 19 different boosting hydrating collagens. The ones that we are focusing on really live down in the DEJ. There's 4 of them, and we're helping to up-regulate those. So it's really pulling it almost like a hyaluronic acid reservoir, and it's pulling up those collagen up to the surface of the skin. So this is a great improvement here for our before and after. We're looking at the improvement in her redness, hydration, and visible fine lines. This is a product too, if you are somebody that has a little bit of redness to your skin or flushing, this has an ingredient to help tone that down. And I think you can see this really well here in our subject, how she has definitely some redness or erythema kind of focused around her nose area, her mouth area, and cheek. And look at the difference at 4 weeks. Her skin just looks really even and dewy and hydrated, and definitely an improvement in those fine lines and wrinkles. Oh, it's important to hydrate. Okay. Great satisfaction rates here. Patients and customers love it. One of my favorites here is that they felt like they look 3 years younger after 12 weeks of use. So now we're adding up. You're getting up there with TNS and this product. You definitely see an improvement in the overall just how people feel about their skin, the improvements in their skin quality, how it looks plumper, just some great results. So now I'm going to talk to you about the brand new Water Burst Moisturizer. So this is our 3rd product now with the HA5 technology in it. So I talked to you about the cleanser. I just talked to you about the Replenish and Restore Hydrator. And now this is our brand new moisturizer. So I love the name of it because truly that's what it is. It is a burst of water and hydration to the skin, but it's not in a form you would really think about. It's a mixture between a cream and a gel, but it is extremely hydrating on the skin. It really evaporates into the skin as soon as you use it. What's unique about this is that we still have our HA5 hydrocollagen technology and skin nourishing microbiome barrier complex, which is going to help to support a healthy skin barrier and a healthy microbiome to lock moisture in to the skin surface to promote a more balanced skin ecosystem. So that is something that's really, truly important when you are layering your products, is making sure you are helping to support the microbiome of the skin. We'll get into that in a little bit. And it has a really refreshing burst feel that really awakens the senses. It's absolutely fast absorbing moisturizer, which I love. And really gives your skin a bouncy, dewy, soft skin for clinically proven for all skin types. So clinically proven to boost hydration up to 25% immediately. And it continues to wave all day hydration up to 24 hours, which is fantastic. So let's get into some of the great ingredients that you'll find in here. We have our HA5 hydrocollagen complex. So there is your next generation proprietary complex of 5 forms of hyaluronic acid and that vegan collagen. So super unique. And then we have that microbiome barrier complex. I think this might be silly, but I'm going to say it. It's almost like a sourdough starter for your skin. It is, which is a good thing, right? So when you think about baking sourdough, you need that sourdough starter to make sure it is a great bread. But why I say that is because that is really what I think about when I think about the good bacteria and the bad bacteria on your skin. Obviously, you want to get rid of that bad bacteria, but not all bacteria is bad. You really want to help balance it out. And that's what the ingredients in here are helping to do. So we're helping to support the skin's natural barrier to minimize moisture loss, defend against those environmental aggressors, and overall promote a healthy microbiome, which therefore you're going to have a healthy looking skin. So I think here's a great example of what I was talking about, right? For that sourdough starter, we have the prebiotics. And I also like to think about that almost as like a kombucha tea. You have that's going to really benefit the good bacteria in the gut. It's really truly the same thing with the skin, right? So what are the benefits of prebiotics in skincare? They're going to provide nutrition for the good bacteria on the skin to keep the microbiome healthy. So those are all the great benefits that you're going to get from it. And what prebiotics are in the HA5 Hydrocollagen Water Burst Moisturizer? Those are we have a plant-based carbohydrate in there, and then we also have a ferment in there as well, which is going to be derived from peas, actually. So again, really natural kind of ingredients in here that are all good for the skin, but mainly just to help overall skin health and just to have a great skin quality. So there's our collection. That's all of it together. I love this. This is a new slide for us. So we have our foaming cleanser, we have the replenish and restore hydrator, and then the moisturizer. And you might be saying, Todd, why do I need both of those? Well, going back to a hydrator, think about that, how it's replenishing your skin from within, but you also need to lock that moisture in. So another silly analogy is if you're in the desert for some reason and you see water, you're not just going to go splash around in it, you're going to drink it because you're probably going to be really thirsty. So first you're going to hydrate yourself and then you're going to maybe splash around it and really lock all that moisture in. All right, so our final step here is the protect factor. So this is step number 5. We're going to protect our investment with our Essential Defense Mineral Shield. And we have some different levels here to offer you. What I love about this is that it does come in tinted. So you can see that SPF 32 here is that tinted sunscreen, which looks great on everybody. And this is definitely our top selling part of the Essential Defense here. People use it just by itself. You can use this underneath makeup. You can use this on top of makeup if you wanted to, but you're still going to get some great SPF here. This is a mineral based, so you have a broad spectrum UVA, UVB protection here, and you can see the things that it's going to do from your skin. So really non-comedogenic, the finish here, ideal for, and then the improvements in the appearance of sun damaged skin. So highly recommend the Essential Defense, and really, really important, right? So you're going to spend all this time and putting all these great ingredients and great products on. If you're not using a sunscreen for the AM, it's definitely time to start using one. And I highly suggest the Essential Defense because you obviously have some variety to choose from here, but really, at least if you're using an SPF of at least a 32, you're going to get some nice broad spectrum protection here. Okay, I think I'm almost up on my time. I left 10 minutes. Meg, I hope I did okay. Hopefully there's some questions.
There are a lot of questions. That was such a great presentation, Todd. I feel like every time I join a masterclass, I learn something new. So absolutely fantastic information.
Thank you.
Our first question, I want to start off with a lot of layering questions and regimen questions. So I'm going to make this a little bit of a two-parter. So let's first start with an AM regimen. What products would you recommend for morning? And how long would you wait to apply those products in between layering each product?
Okay, I love that. I would say I'm going to go with depending on the skin concern here, that might be another factor. But if you want just a basic regimen for the AM, I would start with I actually I would say start off with the new Hydrocollagen Foaming Cleanser. That would be fantastic.
Or just cleanser?
At the night, I would do the Aha Baha, but in the morning, I would do the foaming cleanser. It's just beautiful, feels great. It's really going to awaken your senses. TNS Advanced Plus would definitely be the next products within the growth factor. We also have a product system called the Lumavive system. So that is your antioxidant protection, and it's a day serum and a night serum because your skin needs different things in the day than it needs at the night, it's a fantastic product. So I would use the day serum after that, and that would do the correct factor there. And then I would follow it up with the HA5 Replenish and Restore Hydrator, and then of course the Essential Defense on top of that for the sun protection.
And how long would you recommend somebody to wait in between layering those products?
That's always a good question. I've heard so many different. I just listened to a dermatologist speak at one of our summits, and she recommended 10 minutes in between. And I'm like, I don't know if you have that much time. So I don't. I try to do at least like 2 to 3 minutes in between each of my applications. I mean, I'm crazy. I think I'm up to like 9 different products in my regimen, but I try to wait at least 2 minutes because I feel like you do need that time to let it absorb before you're just putting another layer on top of it.
Sure.
So yeah, give it 2 to 3 minutes if you can.
Now you did review the AM regimen, so could you talk a little bit about what you would use in the PM? And also we had a ton of questions come through with how to use a retinol with SkinMedica products. So maybe can we combine those two questions and talk about that PM regimen
Yeah.
with maybe incorporating a retinol?
Awesome question. So, yep. So now at night, I would go in with a little bit more of a heavier exfoliator. And I would say the Aha Baha cleanser would be great for that. So you're able to really gently exfoliate the skin, remove those dead skin cells, and really prime the skin for the TNS that I would put on next. And then I would put on the Lumavive System Night after that. And then I would go in with the retinol. So we have 3 different retinols. We have 0.25, 0.5, and 1.0. The rule of thumb is to start at the lowest. So I would start off at 0.25. It's a pure form of vitamin A, but it's also kind of encapsulated. So it's a slow release into the skin. So it doesn't irritate as much. You won't get as much redness. And then I would put on the HA5 replenishment. Actually, I would probably just go with the new water burst moisturizer on top of that for sure. And then at night too, I would say this is really where you want to focus in on if there's any other like the body concerns. So we have Firm and Tone Body, which is a great product. Neck Correct, I would definitely recommend if you're really wanting to focus on kind of the laxity or fine lines and wrinkles on the neck. It's a fantastic product. A nighttime is a little bit more, I would say, layering, and also if you have a little bit more time there at night to kind of spread those products out for layering, that would be great. But definitely at night, you want to start including your retinols. And then in the morning, very important, Meg, that they're using an SPF on top of that because your skin is more sensitive to sun and the UVA, UVB rays because of the retinol. So definitely recommend an SPF in the AM.
Awesome. And I know you touched on this when we talked about the Even and Correct line, but could you talk a little bit how you would incorporate that into a regimen if a concern of yours is melasma or hyperpigmentation?
Yep. So great. Another great question. So if your main concern is melasma, hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, you would want to definitely use the platform of the Even and Correct products. So I would use the Even and Correct pads, and you can use those at night. So I would do your regular cleansing, and then I would follow up with the Even and Correct pads, and then do your growth factor. And then when it comes to the correct factor, you want to pick what your biggest concern is. So if it's antioxidant protection, if it's retinols, that goes first. If it's pigmentation, that goes first. So Even and Correct, the advanced brightening treatment serum would go immediately after your TNS Advanced Plus, so that the Even and Correct. And then also you can put on the dark spot cream with it as well, but that would just be focused on a certain area. And then you just want to make sure to lock that stuff in just to make sure because your skin is going to be a little bit more sensitive to that. So that's where either the HA5 Replenish and Restore Hydrator or the Water Burst Moisturizer, you want to make sure to protect all of that and lock all that in at night. So just depends on really like what your biggest concern is. But if it's pigmentation, and I know it probably is for a lot of people, definitely invest in if you can. That's why I just did the one product because it's such a workhorse of all 3. But when you're using all 3 together, you get even better results. So the pads, the serum, and the dark spot cream work really well.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad that you talked about the new pump and even the new packaging. And I wanted to show everyone joining us today. I do have the new one here with me. And I wanted to show the dual pump, which I think is so awesome. I love how elevated the new packaging looks and feels. Even when you talked about the white lab coat white, that just made me chuckle, but it's so true. It just speaks to your science-backed brand. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I wanted to let everyone know that we are phasing the new packaging into LovelySkin over the next couple of weeks. So you should start to see this roll out in the next few weeks. And we did have a question. I just wanted to reiterate if there was a formula change. I don't know if Todd, you want to speak to that?
No. No formula, same great ingredients that are in there. So yeah, we were really excited about that. So same good stuff, just better packaging.
And then one last question I wanted to ask before we close was, what was one thing that you want the audience to take away from class?
Oh, I love that question. Hopefully the SkinMedica difference. I know there's a lot of different brands out there, and I'm not here to say anything else about them, but when it comes to the the technology and the science and the thought that goes behind all of our products, it's really for the customers to make sure that they can get better outcomes with their skin. And that's truly what SkinMedica's mission is to make sure that your skin looks the best and you feel your best. And that's something that we will always continue to do with any product that we come out with, because it's SkinMedica. So
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a great presentation. I know everyone really enjoyed it. I learned so much from it. So thank you so much for being here today, Todd. And I wanted to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you, Todd. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
thank you. You too. Bye, everybody.